All right, this video is the study guide video. I'm going to go over the 4 questions that will be on the exam for this week. And hopefully you'll have an understanding of exactly what's on there, and so that you can kind of do some analysis and be able to do well on the exam. So before I get started, I want you to know there are 2 attempts on the exam. Feel free to go in the first attempt, copy the questions, and then put them into a Word doc. You can do the questions away from Canvas if you want, and come back and take the second attempt by copying and pasting your answers in if you'd like. I've had other students do that. I'm not opposed to that if that's something that you think will help you or help you to be less stressed when taking these exams. Okay. Really, they consist of everything that we have talked about with the 3 discussion posts that you have. So the first one is to provide 3 characteristics of Neolithic age civilization and explain their significance in the foundation of civilization and structure. Really what I'm looking for is what happened before. This is how I would answer a question. What was happening before? How did the Neolithic age change things? Providing those 3 examples, and then your analyses. Now, I've seen some analyses already in the pottery, the idea of pottery and being able to keep things. One of those things that I would suggest, the significance or your analysis of doing this, is that when you have pottery and can hold goods, you can now be settled. You don't have to move from place to place so that you can keep up with the berry season or the vegetable season, or go to places where there's food. You can now store it at your house. And that's a good way to kind of explain that. But I would really like for you to give the 3 characteristics and then provide some analysis on all 3 characteristics, okay? And each question is worth 50 points. It's 200 points total. And so this question would be worth 50 points. And I would prefer if you did it in 3 paragraphs. Okay, so a paragraph on the context, then provide the 3 characteristics, and then provide some analysis and significance. Okay. The second question is explain 3 forms of slavery. And I talked about this earlier on in the other video, but you've got debt slavery, volunteer slavery, and chattel slavery. You're going to kind of explain what those mean, why they're important, and then provide some analysis to that. I would suggest that I would spend some time on debt slavery and volunteer slavery, and even chattel slavery if you would talk about it's different than it is in the United States. However, these are generally war captives that the military has picked up as they've conquered other lands, and then they've brought those back as slaves, okay, those people. But explain some of those concepts. That's also worth 50 points. The third question is explaining the role of women in Neolithic age through Mesopotamia and into Athens. And really, I think that what you would explain is that women in the beginning were really at home. They were hunter-gatherers as the men went out hunting. And as over time you see that women become property of males, and then really start to gain some independence, especially in Egypt. So Mesopotamian women have a set of characteristics, and Egyptian women have another. Really, women at the top who are of wealthy families can break free of some of that freedom, or of that. They gain more independence. That's the way I should say it. That question is worth 50 points as well. And then the last one is compare and contrast Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle, and basically their views on democracy. And I've done this in a video already, so it shouldn't be that difficult, but really understanding that Socrates is critical of democracy. Plato thinks that you should have workers, warriors, and a ruler class at the top, which is made up of philosopher kings. And Aristotle believes that you should start with a marriage, then go to the household, move to the community, and then to the polis. And that should be your focus as you move forward, okay? Those are really the ideas. I would suggest answering all questions in at least 3 paragraphs, if not 4 if you can, providing context in the first. The middle one is going to kind of give you the characteristics or whatever it is that I'm asking for, and that third paragraph, some analysis and significance. Please reach out to me if you have any questions. Like I said, it's 2 attempts. You can take the first attempt to go in, copy the questions and then put it into a Word doc, do the questions at your leisure, and come back and make sure that you upload them, not upload, but copy and paste into your second attempt if you'd like. That makes it easy, and hopefully it takes the stress off you, because I know that a lot of times, especially in history courses, you all get nervous and going into a 90-minute course. So I hope that works. Let me know if you have any questions. As usual, you can email me, you can call, or you can come by my office, whatever works for you. Thanks, have a great week, and good luck on the test.